Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I apologize. It's going to be kind of a low budget review. It's just something I want to do pretty quick. I just watched this yesterday, so it's still kind of fresh on my mind. Brooklyn 45. I'm going to do my best to keep this as spoiler free as possible. I might comment on a couple things that happen in the movie that might give away a little bit, but I will try my best not to. So essentially, this movie is about five veterans who get together after WW2 to support a friend, um, and just kind of say hi and good to see you kind of stuff and reunite and all that. Um, Essentially, this movie is, I think it's marketed a little bit as a horror movie. And I want to be clear, it's really not a horror movie. I'm scrolling down so you can see the cast. It's more of a psychological movie. So if you like settings where it's very intimate, so if you like a movie like 12 Angry Men or The Man from Earth, where it's a bunch of characters in one room interacting, you're going to like this movie. If you're looking for a horror movie where there's a lot of ghosts and, people running and fighting and all that stuff, this is not going to be for you. I found the horror element to be pretty lacking. The CGI wasn't that great. Um, there was one scene at the end, and I generally don't get grossed out too much, but there was one scene at the end that was pretty nasty. But other than that, the horror was not too great. But I think the point of this movie is a psychological one. It is to kind of show these characters their pasts and kind of a breakdown as they learn more and more about each other's flaws. At first everyone kind of seems the same. They're all these grizzled war veterans. Um, the military guy, what's his name? Paul. He's just an old school military guy. That's him right there. Um, that guy is Bob. He's her wife. What's her name? Let me look really quick. Marla, and he is very mild mannered. Marla kind of is there to hold things together. She seems to be kind of a central figure. Um, Stanton is kind of an interesting character. I found him to be the most interesting of the characters. Holm did a great job portraying his emotions and kind of seeing his cracks surface along the way. Hawk is the guy. This is his home, and he's the one. He lost his wife, and the big idea behind this movie is a séance to try and reach out to her. And so this is pretty much the main characters. There is a character introduced later. I won't tell you how she's introduced. Hildegard, and kind of plays an integral role into everything. But otherwise, to give you a quick summary of what I liked and didn't like, and I've already mentioned the horror bit. The horror element to it was, not fantastic. And I think that's why IMDb is kind of rated it low. I think people went into it with a certain expectation and they did not get said expectation. So that was the weak part of the movie. But I really enjoyed this movie because I like movies like 12 Angry Men. I like character building. I like development, tension. I think it's a film style where the actors don't really have anywhere to hide. You can't hide behind CGI or other things. You have to be able to, really get after it. And I think these guys all do a great job. The setting is awesome. So it's very WW2 style, military, grizzled military. They got the pictures all over the walls and the old school radio and everything you'd expect from that time era. So if you're into the older style movies, I think this will really fit for you. The actors all did a wonderful job. I really loved the tension, the way things built up as the movie progressed. I didn't find it really boring at all. I know some people might because it's a little slower to get going, but I enjoyed it. The horror element, again, not the best, but I think this movie is really worth a look. I think it's really underrated by the IMDb reviews. Um, I believe it's a Shudder exclusive, so if you have Shudder, pick this one up. I think you'll enjoy it. So that's my quick review on Brooklyn 45. If you have any questions about it, feel free to ask, and I will do my best to answer. Take care.